Hi everyone. Today I am going to tell you two short stories on Akbar and Birbal. The name of the first story is Curry Festival. So let me begin the story. One night, Birbal was invited to a grand feast. And the next day, during the lunchtime, King Akbar asked, "How was the feast, Birbal?" Then Birbal told everything, described everything about the lavish feast, and he listed the items one after another. At that time, he had to stop because one courtier entered to give some message to King Akbar. So that is why Birbal stopped. Next day in the court, Akbar asked, "Birbal, what else?" Nobody knew what they were talking previously. That is why Akbar only asked Birbal, "What else?" And Birbal's eyes twinkled with mischief. He immediately said, "Curry, Your Majesty." And the other courtiers, they didn't know what he meant, but Akbar understood what Birbal said. He laughed heartily and he understood the wit of Birbal. He gave a beautiful necklace studded with rubies. The other courtiers thought that Akbar was very fond of curries. So they went home and told their wives to prepare delicious curry delicious curry so that they could give to King Akbar next day. And exactly they went and gave the curry next day in the court. Then Akbar asked, "What is this all?" Then they said, "Curry, Your Majesty, you love curry, na? That is why you gave one necklace to Birbal." Then Akbar said, "You all are fools. Stop copying others. You didn't know anything and you assumed." And then all the courtiers stunned and looked at each other's face. That's it. That's the first story. The second one is the fearless person. One day Akbar asked in the court, "Who is the most fearless person in this earth?" Then the courtiers immediately said they wanted to flatter the king. So immediately they said, "Your Majesty, you alone, who could be any other person?" Then Akbar looked at Birbal. Why he was silent? He asked, "Birbal, what do you want to say?" Then Birbal said, "Your Majesty, I think a child, a baby is the most fearless person in this world." Then Akbar said, "Why you think so? Can you prove it?" "Yes, Your Majesty." Next day, he brought a toddler and handed over to King Akbar in the court. Akbar was very fond of babies, so immediately he cuddled him. And the baby started smiling and moving his hand and feet. Then he just pulled his mustache because he was a baby. He didn't know who is King Akbar, whether king or any general person. Then he pulled his mustache and immediately Birbal said, "Your Majesty, see, he is the most daring person because who has courage in this earth to pull your mustache?" Then Akbar understood and laughed aloud, and other courtiers also understood how Birbal explained everything so wittily. Thank you so much. By the way, sometimes with this Akbar and Birbal, and sometimes with Batrisha Singhasan and Vikramaditya, that I will continue. Thank you so much.